welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. So today we're going to be working on the Camaro. We've got a new exhaust set up for it. It's something different that no one's really ever done before, at least on an SS. We've got a Z28 exhaust that's 3-inch all the way back, no cats, no mufflers, X-pop, stainless from Magnaflows exhaust. So we're going to throw this thing on and we're going to see how it does. Should make quite a difference in the car. Should be a lot louder. So just a background with what's on the car right now is basically it's a stock ZL1 exhaust. It's catless, headers, big cam, Texas Speed Stage 3 with a tune. The rear section is Hooker Blackheart, which is still got a muffler, but it's really aggressive muffler. It's a resonator, really. So you can hear the stock exhaust sounds pretty good. Got a nice rumble, real deep, real throaty. So we're gonna go ahead now, set up, get the car in the air, and then we're gonna show you the exhaust system from Magnaflows. It is absolutely gorgeous, guys. Look at this thing. 3-inch all the way back, X-pop, no mufflers, to looks like a 3 or 4-inch tip. We'll have to get it in the air and see what it looks like. I haven't really sized anything up yet, but let's go ahead and pull the car in and get everything set up. All right, guys, so we're underneath the 1LE here, and first thing we noticed is the Z28 exhaust that we've got here from Magnaflows is designed, obviously, for a 3-inch system. So that means that this is a 2 3/4 on the ID side here. We're gonna have to resize the exhaust on this since this is for a Z28. So this is 2 3/4-inch OD, and unfortunately, the 1LE is 2.5-inch OD. So we're gonna have to have some kind of a custom pipe made to adapt these two to convert this thing to a 3-inch all the way back. Because right now it's about 2.5, if I recall. And there's the current setup, the mufflers and everything. It's a really nice system, but you know, it's H-pop, and I'm curious to see what kind of difference we're gonna get with an X-pop. I know the no muffler thing is gonna be a huge change. So this thing should be stupid loud. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But we're gonna have to go ahead now and kind of mock up the system and see what we're gonna have to do here. Definitely gonna have a custom, some type of a mid pipe here. And obviously catless is what's going back on it. I mean, there's gonna be no cats, no mufflers, no nothing. So this thing is gonna be an absolute just riot. But let's go ahead now. We're gonna start dismantling this stock system and see what we're gonna have to modify. All right, so we got the hanger loose here at the top. We've got to pull the other side loose. So we got the rear section out, just undone our rear hanger, loosen the clamp, pretty simple. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the center section. All right, so working on the center section of exhaust, WD-40 again coming in clutch. It's about the only way to get these off. And actually, about to get them off by hand once that stuff starts working. Look at that. By hand. Pretty awesome. So now it's going to actually drop down on the little center at the very beginning there. So we'll have to pull that little plate out, and then we're ready to get to the front. Oh yeah. Okay. So you might want to be prepared to hold this, because when I get this loose, it's probably going to drop. Oop. I mean to go all the way, but that's all right. Just like that, factory system comes out all in one piece. Watch the muscle truck. All right, so we pulled the catless mid pops off. As you can see, WD-40 is your friend. We've got to work at the back as well to see how the rest of that works out. But so far, it looks like it may just be a catless section that we're going to have to replace. So we're going to go ahead and actually set the rear on and just see how much room we've got and if we're going to have to make more modifications. All right, guys, using some tripods here to help us kind of mock this up, but as you can see, get pretty close here. We got the back half where I want it, nice and flush with the rear valence. That's one of my pet peeves with an exhaust system. I hate when they stick out right there. It's just, ugh, it kills me. So the first section of this looks good. So far, I'm not hitting anything. It is pretty close, but you know, 3 inches is gonna be pushing it on this car. And the front section here where the X-pipe is, everything looks pretty good. And now we're at the final section. So basically now it's down to just seeing if the catless mid-pipe, where it's gonna fall. So to stuff a Z28 3-inch catless exhaust underneath your SS Camaro, one thing you're gonna wanna do is make yourself some catless mid-pipes. Now, this is just some basic pipe, nothing special. I've got a guy here local that does some exhaust work for us, so I had him swedge this to go over the 3-inch stainless works header. I've got an O2 sensor that I'm gonna drill and mount and weld in right here. I've got some bungs that I'm gonna put in place. The swedges that the X-pipe actually has, they're a little bit too small. And this is one thing that I think Magnaflow could work on for the aftermarket that would be super helpful. So if Magnaflow was to create this 3-inch all the way back and actually swedge it out here larger, just like this section, then you could take a 3-inch piece of pipe, run it straight in and clamp, no problem. Stepping up to the unibit. Oh yeah. It's pretty close right there. That's real close. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah. Perfect. Just enough to start, but not enough to go through. All right, guys, so we've got everything kind of tacked in place. You can see just some crude welds to get us started. All right, we're gonna stitch up this other side now, so I'm gonna get into position and start stitching here. More. Yeah. All right, so we got everything welded up and in place. And keep in mind, we're not professionals, so don't judge us on our welds. But the O2s are in, everything's welded up. We're gonna cut some slits into this thing now. That way, when we go to put our clamp on to the header, everything will seal up nice and tight. All right, guys, we're gonna slide this X-pipe assembly on. So this is kind of the test to really see how well we did. Hitting the heat shield. There we go. Not bad, boys. All right, so we got everything clamped up. Looks pretty good. Had to do some painting just to keep stuff from rusting, but so far so good. We were able to get the 3-inch existing clamps on. So now we're gonna move on to the rear section and start using our clamps here and put the rest of this exhaust together. All right, so we got everything buttoned up here. It's all tightened down. This exhaust looks absolutely incredible on here. Magnaflow did a really good job engineering this out to fit. So just to show you how close things are, it's not gonna touch because this is pretty rigid, but that's what it takes to get a 3-inch exhaust underneath the car. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you guys, you're not gonna be able to get this little center section in that you would normally run. The exhaust is so huge now, it hangs so low, there's no way. So basically, we're just tightening up the heat shield with where those little bolts used to go. And you can see how nice and tucked up everything is in the front. And even over here, things are really tight, but it's not hitting anywhere. You've got just enough room and just enough breathing room there. So everything is all together. The O2 sensors are plugged in. The front clamps are tight. Man, this system turned out really, really good. So I know you guys are dying to hear this thing crank. So I'm not gonna bore you to death with all the specifics. Let's just crank this thing up. All right, guys, so this is the first crank with the new Magnaflow 3-inch exhaust. So yeah, here it goes. Let's see how she sounds. comparison for you guys here. We're just gonna rev this thing the way it is now with mufflers and an H pipe, and we're gonna compare that to no mufflers and an X pipe. So let's give it some revs. I'm kind of worried about driving it on the street. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried about driving this on the road. I don't know if the camera is gonna do it justice for how loud that really is. Like, seriously, that is so loud. All right, guys, let's get it off the lift. I'm gonna back the car off the lift, go for a little drive down the street, maybe get a few revs out of it and see what it sounds like, but oh my gosh, dude. All right, guys, so let's see just how much drone this thing has. I expect it to be insane. Outside the car sounds ridiculous, so. Just a little. I wonder if it shoots flames. All right, let's drive normal, see how bad the drone is. Thoughts? Not bad. I don't know how this happens. I don't know how Magnaflow pulls this off. This is the loudest exhaust I've ever had on this car. And it does not drone as bad as the old system. It's no worse than my other system. Like, it's literally, I mean, you hear it. Don't get me wrong. You put your foot down, you hear it. But like, when I'm in 5th gear and I'm just like, okay, there's a cop, I want to ease around, I totally could get away with it with this. Like, it's not like so crazy that I have to really watch it. Now, obviously, I do a pull, okay, we're gonna get busted. But I mean, like, if you're just trying to ease around, you're probably gonna be fine. But this thing is like downshifting. It really doesn't drone, even in like under a little bit of a load. Now, there is a lot of cops that sit on this particular stretch of road that we like to basically test vehicles out on, so we're probably not going to do anything today, especially with a vehicle that like you can hear from 2 counties away. Gosh, dude, this thing just like, just easing around. Oh my gosh! Roll some flames, boys. That had to roll flames. So we got this buddy that lives down the road from us. They call him Speedy. And Speedy's always got fast stuff. So every time we do something, we come by Speedy's and we give it the sauce. And Speedy comes by our place and he gives it the sauce. So Speedy, if you're watching, we just got a new exhaust. And I'm sure you got something for us, because Speedy always has big block Camaros or just something like so. But guys, that is going to do it for this upload. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you haven't done it already, go ahead and click the bell. You're going to get notified anytime we do uploads. And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think about the exhaust. Give the old Camaro some love and hit that like button. That's what gets these videos out to the masses. So guys, thank you again for watching. I'm going to do a pull, and I'll catch you in the